Welcome back to The Spark is Love. Today, we have an exciting interview with Dani Flynn. She is a dōTERRA consultant, and we're going to jump right into the interview. Welcome, Dani, to Health is Your Wealth session. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, today for our topic of essential oils, we're going to dive into a little bit of aromatherapy and talk about how essential oils relate to respiratory health. While essential oils do not claim to prevent, treat, or cure any disease, they have really been making their mark on the wellness industry. So you personally, Dani, you have jumped into the driver's seat and you are taking good care of yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and some practical things that you do to care for your breathing and reduce any stress or anxiety?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, thanks again for having me. It's always a pleasure. So I was introduced to essential oils about 3 years ago, and I jumped all the way in. dōTERRA has some amazing products, and I use them all. And so I have asthma. That's something that I struggled with pre-dōTERRA. So I use lots of the oils that I'll talk about today. I use a lot of those in my daily routine, and then as needed if I'm in need. And then for anxiety and stress, every single day I'm oiling up. In fact, that's what I did right before you hit record. I'll smell it. I'll put it over my heart. I'll put it on the back of my neck along my spine. So just I believe in using the oils before you need them, right? So it's an everyday process for me. If you struggle with something like anxiety or you have respiratory issues that are constant, then you want to be proactive with the use of the oils. And so, I use them in the 3 ways that you can use dōTERRA oils, or aromatically, topically, and some of our oils you can even use internally. And so I've educated myself. I really have, like you said, tried to get into the driver's seat for my own health to try to figure out what my needs are and then how I can meet those needs naturally. So
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, you're a good example. And that's who we're trying to improve our health. We're trying to emulate good practices, good health wellness practices. So can you tell us how the oils interact with the mind and the body? Is there a balance there?
Yeah, so it really works in 2 different ways. The first thing it's important for people to understand, and I'm sure you talk about all the time, our bodies are incredible. They are incredibly designed creations, and they are always trying to achieve a state of homeostasis. They're trying to balance itself out at all times. And so the body, our intelligent bodies, recognize these essential oils. They recognize the chemical constituents of the oils, the properties of the oils. And so when you use them properly, your body knows exactly what to do with it, right? And so it's using it in 2 different ways. It's kind of a little bit of chemistry. But our bodies are made up of nothing but cells, right? And so these essential oils are able to get into the cell, right, past that cell membrane, and promote healing from the inside out. It also works with the body to help it to maintain a state of homeostasis. So when it comes to something like respiratory support and you're using the oils topically or aromatically, it's literally getting into your cells to help promote clear airways and to help you breathe even better, really to help those cells work at their best. So that's how it works with our bodies. Now with our minds, this is what aromatherapy is. So we have some nerves here called the olfactory nerves. And so when we smell these essential oils, those olfactory nerves are triggered, and then it communicates with the limbic system. And that's the part of the brain that controls, our mood, our emotions, our memory, all the things, all the craziness, the good and the bad happens in the brain, right? And so the essential oils are smelled, and those properties of the oils are registered in the limbic system. And then the limbic system, the brain, then sends out signals to the rest of the body to calm it down or to stimulate it, whatever the body is in need of. and you use the appropriate oil, it's going to help achieve that balance. So if you're looking to be, if you're a little down emotionally, then you want to reach for a citrus oil or a mint oil. Those are stimulating, they're uplifting, right? If you are a little overexcited, you're anxious or you're nervous, you're stressed out, you want an oil like, you want to pull your grounding oils like tree oils and florals, very grounding, very calming. So as you start an oily journey, right, you'll learn which oils, how to pair them, and then how to use them to achieve what it is that you're looking for. But yes, amazing both for mind and body.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing. That is really good information. Dealing specifically with respiratory health, I heard the word on the street is that dōTERRA has an awesome breathe line. Would you recommend any of these products for people struggling with respiratory health issues?
Absolutely. Breathe has been amazing. And it is a product line. There are several components to Breathe. But what Breathe is I have a bottle here, it's a blend of several essential oils that alone, these individual oils alone, are known to help with your respiratory system. So probably not surprising, oils like eucalyptus, right, like peppermint, are going to be found in this blend. And so dōTERRA is all about the science. Let me tell you, they researched these oils to death. And so what they found in their research is that when you combine certain oils, then the effect is even more powerful. It's even greater. And so they pulled these oils together, eucalyptus, peppermint, several other oils, some that you probably are not as familiar with. And they combine it together for this blend called Breathe. It's amazing. So for those of us that have asthma, I have seasonal asthma, it's triggered by pollen and things like that. So I always have a bottle of Breathe with me. The moment I feel my chest start to tighten up, that's my first indication of an asthma attack. I will take Breathe and I apply it directly to my chest. You can dilute with the carrier oil if you have sensitive skin, or if you're using for a baby or an elderly person, and I just massage it in. You can also do the same thing on your back, have someone put a little bit on your back, massage that in with the carrier oil, and it just opens up the respiratory system. You can also kind of put it, that will be topical. You can also use it aromatically. You can put a drop or two in your hand, rub it together, and just breathe it in. It just opens up those airways, clears out those sinuses. You can also put it in a diffuser in that way. And again, it helps to open up the airways. And ironically, I don't know if I told you this or not, because we talked about this interview last month, I think. But this month, dōTERRA's monthly promotion is Breathe, which I think is quite ironic, right? So for anybody that is interested in getting started this month in June, with qualifying orders, you will get a kit for free that's strictly for respiratory support. So you get a 15 milliliter bottle of Breathe. There's 250 drops in that. You'd get a 15 milliliter bottle of peppermint, 250 drops, and then you'll get a roller bottle of Breathe, and that is pre-diluted with coconut oil. This is the one that you can kind of carry with, or use it, with your babies or your elderly friends, pre-diluted. And it also comes with respiratory drops, qualifying orders, so that we can get it internally. Yeah, I love these. So isn't that funny that's the for this month? So yeah, the line has been incredible for people who suffer with allergies, who have things like asthma. Also really good for spouses that snore. So
that's good to know, because that's respiratory as well.
It's respiratory. So a lot of people are like, oh, my husband stopped snoring when I put some Breathe in the diffuser. So all good for that. It's also really good on the bottom of the feet to help open up the respiratory. I know a lot of people, that's kind of odd, but it works really, really well for that. So I am a huge, huge fan, huge advocate of Breathe, and it's a great month to try it.
Wow, that is wonderful. Now that was just coincidence. I did not know about that. But for all you who are listening, you have a bonus. Now this leads me to my next question for Dani. Where would we go to find your information? I have some viewers who are watching from other countries. How will they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I'm I'm pretty active on Instagram, so you can always follow me there. Hey, Dani Flynn. That's my tagline everywhere. It's Hey, Dani Flynn. I have a website, heydaniflynn.com. Have an email, Dani@heydaniflynn.com. And I think you'll add in my phone number if anybody has any questions. But I'm most active on Instagram, so you can follow and follow along with the shenanigans and learn all the oily things.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Now, Dani, I actually personally follow you on Instagram. You post so many helpful things. You actually posted something that I thought was amazing. It was a technique that a provider showed you. Would you mind sharing a little bit? I hope I'm not putting you on the spot.
You did not. I'm like, I printed it out somewhere. Let me find it.
Okay.
Yes. So I have an integrative doctor, which I recommend everyone has. So he does, traditional medical stuff, but he also is very, very open to holistic stuff. So holistic alternatives. And so I was a little concerned about my blood pressure. It was a little high when I went in, and I was like, well, this has been a concern in the past because of past medications that I was on. And I said to him, like, do you think that I need to be on blood pressure medicine? I had a previous doctor who prescribed it, and he said, no, I think you need to breathe. And I thought, okay. So he gave me this technique. It's called the 4-7-8 exercise. And basically what that is you breathe in through your mouth. You breathe in through your mouth, and you count to 4 as you breathe in. So it's right. And when you get to 4, you hold your breath and you count to 7. Right. I'm going to let you do it so I can talk. And then when you get to 7, you slowly release through your mouth at a count of 8. Right. And so
it feels good because I'm nervous already. It's wonderful.
Right. If you do that whole thing, so the breathe in to 4, hold for 7, breathe out for 8, that's a count of 1. And then you would do that up to 4 times back to back. Mm-hmm. Right. And they recommend that you do it kind of like sitting up with your back up against the wall, in a quiet space. They tell you to hold your tongue on the back of your teeth like that when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you breathe out, you use a whooshing noise, like, don't do it at work. People might think you're weird.
I love it. Yeah.
So, and I can give you this, Casey, to post somewhere, all of the instructions. Yeah. But it's basically a natural tranquilizer for our nervous system. Isn't that amazing? You can calm yourself down simply by breathing. I just think it's so amazing. And you cannot do it too much. You cannot, the more you do it, the more effective it is. And they just recommend that you do it in a set of 4 when you first start. And then you can add to it as you go, because it does take some getting used to. And by the time you get to your 4th breath, when you first start, you can be a little winded. So a little lightheaded. So just, take your time and breathe, and it just brings you down. And when I do that, I also combine with oils that are really good for anxiety, which is something that I deal with. And when you have respiratory issues,
yes, we talked about that.
Anxious. Yeah,
very anxious. Mm-hmm.
Which then just makes even more difficult for you to breathe, right?
Yes.
So when I do my breathing exercises, I like to use what we call the ABCs. The ABCs of essential oils. That's adaptive. It's our calming blend. You can't really see it, but it's our calming blend. Balance is our grounding blend. Yeah, and Copaiba. This is dōTERRA's response to the request for CBD oil. Very, very, very calming to the neurological system. Yes, yes. So a combination of those oils as you breathe will change the game. Will change the game for you. So.
This has been so wonderful. Thank you for sharing your information with our friends out there. It's just a really nice supplement to any medical or preventative things that they can do to help them. I really enjoyed. I learned so much, so I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. And hopefully, maybe for a different topic, we can have you back again.
I would love to. I would love to. Thank you so much. And thanks for the work you do. I think it's so important for healthcare providers to show that there are other alternatives. So kudos to you for doing it.
Yes, actually, when I was in Charlotte, in the hospital I worked, we used aromatherapy, we used oils for ourselves and our patients. So I really loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful time with your oils.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.